Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Daxon here with Weaver Family Farms and Noxat.org. I've been thinking of this design for the dogs I raise for when the process of weaning puppies and keeping them clean, healthy, and just a good overall setup instead of dealing with like puppy trays. I want to design a system to where somehow their pee and poop could fall through some sort of cage setup while they're in there, during the night when they're not outside, with good weather. And it would land on a platform like my current dog kennel for like my adult dog runs are set up, and you'd be able to spray the poop and pee that fell from the tip. They're really crates is what they are, into a pipe and then drained out the building. So I know this doesn't look like much right now, and I'm going to slowly add parts to this video and turn it all into one big video. But right now what these are, these green things, these are the walls. This is, if you had two more walls, that would be the building. I'm going to have a couple cages on this side and a couple on this side, and I kind of wanted to make this video for anyone else, kind of looking for ideas, as well as I can kind of see how I'm thinking all this out, and when I go to actually build it, I can see kind of how I designed it here in my 3D software. So these are the walls, and here's a little pipe. It's not little, it'd be like a 12-inch pipe. It's kind of like how I have it set up in my actual kennel. And you have the chem light that is on the walls, the white plastic that comes in sheets that's on all the walls, and you can see how I have it kind of like this. It's kind of the best I could do with the software, but the walls will actually come down inside the pipe, so when any water is sprayed against the wall this way, hits the wall, and then it can run down that and go into the pipe. If you don't have that overlapping your pipe, then you're going to have a gap between the pipe and the wall, and water and everything's just going to go down through that. So it's really important to have some type of plastic sheeting material right here to go into your pipe. And here in a minute I'm going to pause the video and I'll show you how the platform and the cages are kind of going to be set up, or so far as how I have everything planned out in my head. Things don't always go as I plan. Normally they don't ever go as planned, but I'm going to try here. But on this side there'll be the little platform, and this will how like the plastic comes down in the pipe will be kind of set up how the actual platform is. I'm going to spin around here without making myself too dizzy, and as you can see how that pipe was, it was more like a half pipe really, and that's a little fluke here where this little space is. This should all be closed into a whole pipe, comes through the wall of the building, and then everything will drain out into some sort of small lagoon, or kind of go down the hill since we're out in the country, or you could have it connected into an actual lagoon if you have one close, or a sewer system if you're in town and have access to that. Out here we have a lagoon. But anyway, I'm going to pause the video and start building the actual platforms of the building. But this is kind of how it looks like now, if this makes sense. Hopefully by the time I have this done and by the end of this video, you'll be able to see exactly why this is set up how it is. And yes, the pipe is angled, so everything will definitely drain out. You definitely don't want it, because there'll be another wall here. For the video purposes and everything, there's no point in putting all these walls because it'd be hard to see it. You have to be looking from the top to see everything, and that'd just be kind of pointless. But I'm going to pause the video and I'll be right back as soon as I add a couple other features. Alright, so here is the platform, and this will actually be the piece that is catching the urine and the poop coming from the dog cages. And like I said, the dogs aren't going to be in here all the time. This is just for puppies during the weaning process before they go to their new homes, and when they're not outside or playing inside or anything like that. But this will be kind of where they stay really during the night is what it is. through the potty training process and all types of stuff. But anyway, here's the platform, and this actually needs to be angled just a tad bit, kind of like that. And really, if we wanted to, we could angle it the other way so it kind of lines up with the pipe a little bit, 4 degrees or so. Let's see how that's looking. Yep, that's too much there. Let me fix it. Alright, so I got it fixed. So now you can see the leans, you know, the same way as the pipe does, slanted towards that way. I'm just going to bring this down a little bit. And the one thing, I'm not going to be able to add in this video is like how the kin light is on the walls and stuff. It's kind of be a waste of time for me to try to figure out exactly how to do it. But I'll bring this down right here, just like that. Now if I get a good angle here, you can see how the platform leans in this way to the pipe, so everything will drain into the pipe and then out through the wall. And then it also leans at an angle down like this with the pipe. And that won't be too big of a deal. I'll just have whatever legs here, probably a leg here, here, and here, and I'll add that in just a second, or I'll try to. It'd probably take 5-10 minutes to add that, so I'll have to pause the video to do that. Or I'll just make it really fast. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, the important part here is, like I said, the kin light will be on the walls, which is the plastic sheeting stuff. The pipe itself obviously is plastic, and then this platform, typically make it out of if you can use some type of plastic, that's good. But if not, I mean, either way, even if you use, like, say, a sheet of plywood, this wall right here is only 8 foot, and this wall is 8 foot. So this would be like 4 by, or not 4, it'd be like 3 foot wide, 8 foot long sheet of plywood stood up. And then you'll take your kin light and you'll put it on top of here, and then you kind of want to bend it down into the pipe, so just like how this wall is, even though it's straight up and down, but it really kind of bends. It'll bend, the plastic will bend in. That way everything from this that lands on this or on the wall has to go in the pipe. It can't go on the floor or anywhere else. So that's pretty important. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the legs so you can kind of see how this is actually a platform here. Alrighty, so now you can see there's legs here, and of course you most likely will have the same thing in the back to support this. You don't want it all leaning on this pipe, which is just screwed to the wall or tacked to the wall. It's not really meant to hold a lot of weight, and sometimes you can put a some type of brace under the pipe even if needed. You can kind of see now though how this whole platform is actually set up. Now once again, this is all going to be like a catcher. You'll have kin light here. It might go up the wall just a little bit so nothing tries to drain to the wall. But all the poop and pee will be able to be sprayed gently into the pipe, and then it'll drain outside. Easy cleanup. Really, really good way to keep everything clean. I'm kind of working on this with my dog kennel. That's how the outside is set up with the really long runs. And I'm working on getting the inside set up in a similar way. Just having everything clean is extremely important when it comes to kennels and having dogs of any kind of breed, really. And even though I don't have very many, I'm still very particular about cleanliness and the health of the dogs. So now what I need to do is I'll have one more platform only, but it won't be a solid top. It'll most likely, if I can use metal, that'd be awesome, because that, or some type of plastic, because it'll make it last longer. If not, I'll have wood beams coming up here, like 3 of them or something, and the actual kennel style cages will set on top so everything can fall down and then easily be cleaned. And also I'll probably put kind of a little catch here along the front, just so nothing can really splatter and come out on the floor, even though the floor will have a drain, but it'll just kind of, I don't know, just for the heck of it to be able to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. Alright, so now there's a little catch, just to make sure nothing tries to splatter off the front. It might be a little bit taller, not too sure, and it may not really ever serve too much of a purpose, but just in case, and I think it'll look good. That way everything can easily be sprayed down into the pipe, and I may leave that off there, make it shorter. I'm not sure, I'll kind of have to experiment with that actually. Okay, so now I'm going to actually do what I said I was going to do and make my beams, and keep in mind this will be some type of 2x4. Let me kind of throw up a 2x4 here, something like that. Yeah, that kind of looks like a 2x4. That'll work. Make it tall, and then I'm going to swivel it 90 degrees, because the cages can actually be leveled. They won't need to be tilted like everything else is. It's going to be a little bit slow here for me. I'm not sure why. Alright. That's a little bit too big. There. Alright, so now I have, we'll call that our 2x4, and I can actually change the color of this. Just because, let's see, I'll make the 2x4s, I'll make them like a reddish color, so we can kind of differentiate them a little bit here. And I'll probably use like 3 of them, so let me copy and paste a few of those. Kind of just be spread a little bit like that. Not sure how even them are going to be apart. Don't look too bad though. Go a little bit more. And this right here might be a little bit too wide, but it's more the concept is what I'm trying to get at here. The plans. And then of course we'll attach the end of these 2x4s. We'll put probably run one like this under there to support these to the wall, and then the same thing over here, have a board running kind of under them to support it to the wall. And then hopefully that'll be strong enough. I might have to have some support to attach it to that wall or down to the platform somehow or something like that, kind of cross that bridge when we come to it. But once again, these are only going to be 8 foot. This is only 8 foot long here, so we'll kind of work with that and see how sturdy that is. And then the last thing here, I'm going to go ahead and add the cages into the design, and I'll be right back. Alright, so of course these cages, you know, they have the wire back or whatever, and then the wire front door, and you know, the whole thing's wire. It doesn't look like this, but this is just kind of an imitation. The thing is, the floor is going to be really important. It's going to use some of that Kennel flooring, which is really strong material, and of course there's a bed so they don't have to stand on all that all the time. But with state regulations, there's certain kinds of flooring you can use. Of course, your dog's feet are really important, and this is for puppies, you know, the weigh, you know, 2, 3, 4 pounds at the most at a time. And it's just really for this point in their life where in the weaning process. That's kind of how it is, actually. And if I can here, I'm going to show you like kind of the style of crates that will be up here. It'll be something, let's see, go in my bookmarks. I have those cages saved here somewhere. I think it's this right here on Chewy. Yeah, the sliding tray, and see, this is actually how these cages are designed, is to have the sliding tray under the bottom. But these trays, we're kind of taking the point of the tray out, but having that floor, the strong floor, how the design is, and there's lots of different styles of kennel flooring, but these crates will work really great for this idea. and it's got the wire. See how the wire goes down under the tray? That'll actually be setting on 2x4s or something better if we can find something better. So that's what this right here is. Let me go ahead and move that into position, or attempt to. I've been doing this 3D stuff for about a year, and it's still can be a little complicated. Still a little bit slow sometimes, but alright, so that looks like they're setting on there. And the cage most likely will not go all the way to the wall. And most likely it alright, so that needs to come up just a little bit. Let's see. Yep. Alright, well, it's not showing it setting on the 2x4s, but I think you get it. Surely here. Move it just a little bit over into position a little bit better. And these sizes probably aren't too proportional, because I'll probably only be able to fit 3 on one side. Copy and paste. Oops. Alright, so just like that, that's kind of the final design then. And don't forget, these boards aren't just floating here. Those are actually will have to be one of the strongest parts of this, because they'll be holding the weight of these cages like we was just looking at, or whatever design you choose to go with is fine. Just pick the best flooring material, something really strong. And always make sure to have some type of towel or something in there on like half of it, so they can get off of that, even though this stuff is safe for their feet. I've been using these for a really long time for younger puppies during the weaning process. It's definitely not something you use long term, or I would not keep an adult dog or a bigger dog on it, because it would start hurting their feet over time. But smaller puppies, from 4 to 8 weeks old or something like that, it'll be all right for that time period. And as small as they are, definitely. And so that's kind of the design. So the puppies will go in here. And also, let me find something else while I'm on here. The Midwest. Well, let's see if I can find it here. It's called, there it is. It's made by Midwest, and it's called Snappy Fit. These bowls for food and water are the best ones I've come across. They hook on, as you can see, to any type of kennel cage here. They work great, and there's like 4 different sizes. Yeah, the 2.5 work really good for puppies, and I used 8 cups for my adult dogs. Really good to hold all their food and water, and you can easily pull the bowl out of the holder. It kind of fits with tension. You can pull it out, and you can clean it. Daily, weekly, whatever you need, however often you need to clean it. And they're really, really tight. Dogs, I have one dog that likes to get up and stand on one of these things for whatever reason, and it holds her weight, and she's about 6 or 7 pounds, not too much, but it bends down a little bit, but it holds up, and she does that almost daily. But anyway, this is the overall design. Like I said, it's obviously a building inside, and you have some type of crate design kennels up here setting on these beams, and the pee and poop will be able to fall through freely of the cages, so everything can be kept really, really clean here. And then everything, wish I could add like animation to this, but everything will be able to fall down through, laying on this platform, and it has to go this way or that way, because that's how that, you can see how that's slanted. So everything really should be running back towards this way with the slant, go into the pipe and out the pipe and to wherever you want the pipe to lead to. And I can tell you from experience, don't be adding all types of curves and elbows and things on this, unless it's like professionally done, because you'll end up getting clogs, especially with if there's any type of dog hair or anything, it just gets clogged. Yeah, this is the overall design. This video lasted a little bit longer than I wanted it to. I'm at 25 minutes here without anything being sped up. This is the design I wanted to be able to show everybody, kind of what I came up with here. And alright, well anyway, check out our website, weaverfamilyfarms.com. Link will be in the description of this video. And also our blog, technology website, noxad.org. Link of that will be in the description of this video here on YouTube as well. Anyway, thanks for watching, and God bless, and see you later. Bye-bye.